We went through quite a few dates tonight. By my count, I believe there was 5, plus a cocktail party. So this episode felt pretty rapid fire. And, you know, we didn't get that much from a lot of the dates and things that happened tonight. Like, we started with the 2-on-1. That was the big cliffhanger drama from last week. We have Shanae and Genevieve fighting it out for Clayton's love. And, you know, I thought this was going to drag on like half the episode. I was not expecting it to just be like, all right, they came in, you know, we reestablished that everything is just a game for Shanae. We had the tears moment of Shanae basically celebrating having emotions. And then we had the "Are you an actress?" moment, which was gotta be like the most baffling part of the entire date. And like at that point, Clayton was 100% buying everything Shanae was selling. He was fooled hook, line, and sinker. Then Clayton steps away for a minute to go and think, comes back and kicks Shanae off the show. It was very suspicious to me. This is prime example of the Bachelor lead just getting played by production. He had his mind made up to keep Shanae. He goes and talks to production, comes back, sends her home. Like, and I know we're all happy that Shanae's gone because her stay on this show was way too long. She was horrible. She was horrific. And she'll be on Bachelor in Paradise. We all know that. And you know what? If Bachelor in Paradise says, no, hell no, we're not having Shanae on this show, well, Bachelor in Paradise Canada will gladly take her. And I know that because they were pretty desperate to have anybody connected to The Bachelor on that this summer. And that's just a tangent. So we get to the end of this 2-on-1 date. Shanae finally goes home. The shrimp queen herself was sent to the bottom of the Niagara Falls, and we are done with her and can move on. All right, from there we jumped to the cocktail party, and there was an immediate vibe change throughout the entire house. All the women are happy. They're excited to be there just because they know that their time isn't going to be sabotaged by Shanae. And like, the whole attitude, like, I know they tried to strum up some more drama later this episode, but the whole attitude of the entire house was so much better. The production and whoever's responsible for these casting decisions has to know that they could make an amazing show if they just got rid of this drama. They just got rid of the problem makers early on. Like, we have known Shanae is a horrible person for weeks now. We've known that she's fake. We know that her only objective is to ruin the experience for other women, which she was very successful on, by the way, because like Genevieve, her chances, done. Like, they're over. Like, she went on that 2-on-1 with Shanae. Yeah, her connection with Clayton, ruined, over, zilch, gone, done. Like, she's not the final pick, everybody. Hate to break it to you, but like, she got wrapped up in Shanae's drama, and that's just going to stain her whole time on the show. Let's get back into the cocktail party. Rachel and Clayton, their relationship seems way overly sexual to me. Like, this is lust, not love. Like, we haven't really seen them develop any sort of deep, meaningful connection. We've just basically seen them say, hey, you're hot, let's make out, let's grope each other a little bit, can't wait for you to meet my family. Mara, you know, she got pretty sour when she got interrupted during the cocktail party, and immediately she's starting to be painted as the new villain. Hunter and Marlena, they end up getting sent home. And I'll just have to say that I feel like Marlena never really got a real chance. She was pretty incredible this season and was rewarded for that with getting absolutely no time from Clayton. Pretty unfortunate. Often happens in these seasons where there's people who are awesome that just don't get time, don't get a chance, and then get sent home. I'd love to see her again on Bachelor in Paradise, just so we can have a chance to get to know her a little better, and maybe have her even get a real shot at love. So that's it. Hunter and Marlena gone. We're heading to Croatia. Okay, we finally have a destination that everyone can be excited about. And somehow I don't think this got a bigger cheer than either Toronto or Houston. How does that make any sense at all whatsoever? And like, I know two things about Croatia. One is that they have unreal beaches, and nope, I just know one thing about Croatia. I already starting to forget like the other locales that we visited this season. They are not memorable when placed beside what we're seeing immediately in Croatia. And for me, if you want to go to these romantic locations, that's what you got to do. First off, in Croatia, Teddy immediately gets a one-on-one. And I'll be honest, I missed the entire portion of the day part of their date. It felt like it started, they were in a shop, and it was the night portion. I really don't know what was going on there, but at least like it was at least shown that there was a day portion, because for Sarah's date later on, didn't even show a day portion. I don't know if there was or not, but we saw none of it. Got to the night portion, Teddy reveals that she's a virgin. And one thing that really bothered me here was I hate hearing Teddy say that her mom having her was a mistake. Like, that's got to be so hard for somebody who to essentially hear that all their life, their whole time growing up, that by having her, her mom had made a mistake. Really didn't like that. And then we piggyback off the back of that conversation to Clayton essentially questioning if she's fully vulnerable. And like, I also, like, I didn't like that either. Like, you basically demanding, like, he's basically demanding that she share every detail of every trauma from her past. And like, I'm like, there's things you don't want to talk about. Like you want to maybe open up and say like, hey, this happened to me. I want you to be aware that it happened to me, but I don't really want to go into every detail with you. I don't want to be fully vulnerable with you. You know, my personal relationship with my wife, like, you know, there's things in her past. I know they happened. I don't need to know every detail about those things. I really don't. It does not affect my relationship. You know, her not being fully vulnerable to me does not diminish my love for her in any way, shape, or form. And that shouldn't be the expectation on this show. It is ridiculous. And, you know, the more I watch The Bachelor, the more it's apparent that this show loves exploiting people's hardships and trauma to get the views, get the ratings. And, you know, it's not hard to see that this is probably one thing that contributes to the relationships that we see form on these shows not work long term. You know, people are forced to go in deeper than they want, sooner than they want, and you know, just gets everything so emotionally charged that it just does not work out. So Teddy ends up getting the rose, and I will say I do like Teddy. Hope that she makes it far. Would love to get to know her a little bit more. and hopefully we get that as the season progresses. All right, on to our group date. Like I said, date this week. We have a Warriors scavenger hunt, and the show is just starting to do a full court press for Mara being the new villain. Serene, she ends up gets knighted for the date, but Mara was doing everything in her power to win that honor and looked a little bitter when she didn't get it. I did appreciate that Mara was going for it, but at this point it's become pretty clear that Clayton has other connections that he's going to focus on over her. Rachel, she opens up and tells Clayton that she is falling for him. She is the first of the season, but not the last of the episode to do so. Mara, she sits down and has this conversation with Clayton, and I'm really not a fan of people using the veil of truth or honesty just to be mean, just to be a jerk, just to be an a-hole. And that's what it felt like Mara was doing here. She's telling Clayton, I've always just been honest with you, and then going and slandering Sarah. That's not what honesty is about to me. It's not about, using your honesty to try and manipulate someone into disliking someone else based off your opinion of them. And that's exactly what was going on here. Didn't like it. And, this conversation does nothing to advance Mara's relationship with Clayton. Absolutely nothing. And, she's complaining about getting nothing from Clayton. Well, Mara, you didn't give anything to Clayton. Sometimes in life you have to give to get, and you were definitely not giving anything. I'm not shocked that she does not get the rose at the end of this date. She thought she was deserving of it. I don't even think they kissed during their time together. Like, how are you going to be this far into the season, not even kiss the guy and get the rose? So obviously Rachel gets the rose, and I don't think any of us are that surprised. From there, we get the bonus fourth date where Clayton goes back to his hotel room and gets a mysterious letter that says, meet me at the clock tower. When he shows up, it's Susie waiting for him, takes him to the top of the clock tower, and then Susie tells Clayton that she is falling in love with him. And with Clayton as the lead, I think this is an extremely good strategy. And we had two women, Rachel and Susie, who said they're falling in love this week, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be two of the final three at the end of the season. Feels to me like this is what Clayton's looking for. This is the kind of thing that could get you in his good graces. If Shanae had thrown out an I love you at the first 2-on-1 to start the day, she'd probably still be here. She'd probably still be engaged to him right now, but thankfully she didn't. And yeah, let's move on. Not much happened there. They had their little moment. Susie says she's fallen in love, and that is that. Sarah's one-on-one, the fifth and final date of the night. Clayton is immediately heading into this whole date with extreme apprehension. He's hanging on Mara's words, which still doesn't make any sense to me, and ultimately is probably going to sabotage their relationship. I guess there's no date portion to these dates. Like, I think there was one for Teddy's, and I just wasn't paying attention, but there definitely wasn't one for Sarah's. A little bit bizarre to me. Often there's reasons why parts of dates get cut from the show, but I'm actually curious to know, was there a day portion or not? You could tell what Clayton was thinking during the first part of this date just by the look on his face. He had come in with his mind made up about Sarah. He didn't trust her. She wasn't there for the right reasons, and it felt to me like it was doubtful that she was going to get the rose. And once again, Clayton goes, takes a 5, goes, talks to production, and comes back, and magically his mind has changed. Just really bizarre. You know, we have this situation where, you know, so you really like her. Then someone you aren't even willing to take on a date says she isn't ready, and suddenly you're questioning everything. Doesn't add up to me. Clayton just kind of seems like he grabs onto random things and runs with them. You know, like the women saying they're falling in love. You know, that's what he wants to hear. That in terms of making it far in the show, those are the right things to say, because he's gonna latch on to those things. And yeah, if you accidentally run into Clayton on the street, just go and propose to him, and you're probably walking away with a fiance. Production at this point is just full on manipulating Clayton, and like, I just feel bad for him. You know, he probably thinks that he's out there doing the right thing, doing what he's supposed to be doing, when he's just being the puppet for the season. You know, hard conditions to ever find love. And you know, I really want to see Clayton happy, but I don't think that this show is that route for them. In the end, I think this date just ruined their relationship. Like, yes, Sarah got the rose, but I can't see this being a benefit going forward. On top of that, kind of looked like Sarah was going to be portrayed as a villain from here on out based on the preview. So yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get Mara and Sarah teaming up next week to take down all the other women. All right, that is going to be it for me this week. Definitely screwed up my recording numerous times, so I hope that this video is semi-coherent. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we will see you later.